Hello, manga and anime lovers. My name is Branch1. You can call me Branch, and today I'm going to be talking about How to Become Ordinary Season 2, Episode 8. Crap, what was it? Yeah, Episode 8. Okay, so, whoa. Talk about one heck of a start to this arc, with Kobato getting literally run over by a truck. My word, I was not expecting all of this. Well, actually, it starts with him in the hospital under surgery, but then it flashes back to him getting absolutely ragdolled by a car. And it's not supposed to be funny, but my goodness, it's kind of funny. And just the way it's portrayed, which I can say it's a bit of a complaint with the show, is that it's way slower than it actually is. Like, he pushes Osanai out of the way and then stands there for like 2 seconds before he gets hit, instead of like jumping over the bank together with Osanai, like diving off, which is what he should have done. Instead, he pushes her and then for some reason just stands around and gets hit. Where, I mean, I can imagine that in reality, he basically pushed her off at the last moment before he got a chance to jump off himself. But just a little complaint for the animation right here and the timing of it all. But my word, what an explosive start to this arc, and also what a sign that the series is finishing. I'm beginning to think that after this arc, we will not have any more of How to Become Ordinary. This may be the final one, because as we see at the end of the episode, this is the story of how Kobato and Osanai met. Because in the past, Kobato, when he was in middle school, it has to be middle school, was previously involved in solving a case that was very similar to what happened to him in the present, where I think an upperclassman, I can't remember if it was an upperclassman, I think it is, got hit by a car on the bank and was not nearly as seriously wounded as Kobato is in the present day, but was basically put out of commission. He was, he was a sports guy. What was he playing? Was he playing basketball? I can't remember these things. I mean, I can literally just check, but it's not too important. He was a sports guy. Now he can't play sports, and he's stuck in bed. And Kobato seems very suspect of everything, even though you can't really tell what exactly he's thinking. The one thing you can tell is that he does not believe anything that anybody says. He's constantly grilling everybody. And it's really interesting to see how much he has changed, despite the fact that he believes that him and Olsen both believe that they haven't changed fundamentally from whom they were. And I don't agree with that. I think they are almost completely different people, even if they have the same tendencies. The way they present themselves and conduct themselves is completely different. Nowadays, Kobato is much more covert in his is much more covert in his evidence gathering. He doesn't just grill people like he used to. He doesn't make a show of it. He does it, covertly. And, I don't know about Osanai, because she's kind of crazy as ever, but we shall see. It seems like she is going to go after the guy who hit him, which, by the way, was absolutely on purpose, because there was a little flash-up of, I think, what looked like text messages going on screen that imply that somebody... Well, it may not be on purpose. It's either somebody hit him on purpose to get back at him for something in the past, or people were talking about it and saying how he got what he deserved. So, in retrospect, it may not be a purposeful accident. But I don't know what more to say about this episode, to be honest, because I said the most important things. Well, maybe no. There is one very important aspect to this mystery going back into the past that I've not mentioned, and that is, I think, Hisaka is the name of the person who got hit and run previously, and the one that presumably Kobato solved, which had some negative effect, because he's talking to Kengo in the present and saying how he wishes he could apologize to Hisaka, and Kengo reveals that Hisaka apparently committed suicide. Now, I believe, from Kobato's reaction, he obviously believes he's responsible for that in some way, shape, or form, at least partially, and I believe that is because there is something going on with this guy in the past, whereas maybe he is feigning injury, or he's pretending his injuries are worse than they are because he wants to get out of something, or he's stressed over something, and whatever happened, Kobato solving the mystery will put a lot of stress on this guy, or have some negative effect on his life that Kobato does not feel good about or really regrets. And this may be the one case that makes him and Osanai decide to become ordinary. Now, Osanai, yeah, but at the same time, they just met. I have a hard time believing that the first situation they found themselves in made them switch their personalities right after they have met, especially since Kobato was not aware of Osanai. My impression was that he was aware of Osanai's reputation back then, but I guess that's not the case now that we're going back into the past and actually seeing everything. But perhaps Osanai helps them in this, and they get to know each other's, I guess, true selves, or at least their untied down selves. Why can I not remember words today? Their unrestrained selves, which is not what you want to be at any point in time, really. You want to try and restrain yourself at least a little bit in all shapes and forms. But this is basically the catalyst, I believe, that will start everything. And then we will probably, after solving this mystery, maybe in the next episode or the episode after that, flash back to the present. And then, I don't know. I highly doubt there is some mystery to be solved in the present. I think it is honestly just a hit and run. Even if it is done purposefully, it probably wasn't meditated at all. Like, I doubt there will be any mystery behind it, is what I'm trying to say. And in fact, Osanai will probably have already solved it and punished the guy who did it by the time we flash back to the present, because Kobato is in no shape to do anything. So, unlike in the last arc, he will be the one having everything explained to him this time. And I believe the conclusion of this will somehow resolve a lot of their emotional stuff, or at least bring something new to light. Or I can't really predict anything because it's so soon, and we don't really have any, unlike at the beginning of the season where it was clear what was going on. It's not clear at all. Holy cow, it is not clear. And that's because we had a huge cold start, and we haven't really gotten to the meat and potatoes of everything just yet. So, I mean, I'm just looking forward to seeing what happened in the past finally, after so long, or at least getting a glimpse into it. Hopefully that will contextualize a lot of the stuff that has happened in the present and will happen. I'm really curious to see what will happen at the end of this season and how everything will close, especially if it is the last part of the story and there will be no more. I don't know what the light novels are like. I don't know if there are more than this after this point. I don't want to look it up, kind of. I want to kind of see with my own eyes, experience it as it happens. If there is another season, I will look forward to it. But that's me jumping ahead too much. Let's not talk about the future when I'm still not done this season. But really, that's all for me this time. Really short one, but I mean, what more is there to say? I could analyze the mystery, but there's not enough to go on with my level of intelligence and observation skills to really solve anything. I've already told you what I thought of it. So, I mean, there is the one guy who witnessed Hisaka being hit by a car and is very, I guess, suspicious about the way he answers Kobato's questions. But then again, it could just be because he's nervous on everything. And Osanai is involved in it somehow. She jumped down the bank to avoid getting hit by the guy driving away. So there's she's not. That's the extent of her involvement. At least now, she'll probably get involved much more toward later down the line in this mystery. But so far, Hisaka himself and the guy who witnessed him are the most suspicious people. And I believe, wasn't Hisaka with somebody? I think he was. I think the guy said so. So that other person will probably be a major key in solving this. But that's really all I have to say for right now. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye. So long.